who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, we have to gather wrong, grab a seat and sit down, pay attention. Education, liberation, we have to stand strong. Benskop upon the radio, lively up the program. Everybody call somebody and let them turn and tune and on the radio and catch the boom song. We boom it up already, we have to boom it up again. Expose and reveal him, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how we will set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fair with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment, and you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how we will set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clout. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Baratans too. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how we will set up. The people fed up. I done fed up on the dirty water, low pressure, want scream and tell somebody. Imagine 1500 US and they're telling me super salary. I done fed up on the unemployment racism and the lie they say one Guyana. Cause when you look with the oil money going, circulate with one set of banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how we will set up.
At Big Bird Transportation Service, we specialize in safe, fast, and dependable delivery transportation for businesses and individuals. Whether you're sending a small package across town or need scheduled deliveries for your company, we're here to make sure your items arrive on time, every time. Our team is committed to providing efficient logistics solutions with a personal touch. With a fleet of well-maintained vehicles and experienced drivers, we handle every delivery with care, from pickup to drop-off. Why choose Big Bird? On-demand and scheduled deliveries. Local and regional coverage. Secure and professional handling. Customer first service. Call us today at 929-329-9938 and let Big Bird take your deliveries to the next level.
PPP will take care of you from erection to resurrection.
London, make some noise! London, if you love me, make some noise!
PPP will take care of you from erection to resurrection. A quick one for you. And the last time I said that, somebody came up to me and said, man, you little bias. Erection is a man thing. What happened to the women? So I got a woman thing for you. And hear me, from the moment she slime up till you get caught up, we gonna take care of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
Good night. Welcome to Straight Up. We almost didn't make it here on Straight Up tonight for reasons. Guyana is in a bad state. Take a look. Irfan Ali still to address the nation after that first horrible press conference. He's at the United Nations. He was there. God in heaven knows what he mumbled. He mumbled and mumbled and mumbled and all manner of things. Anyways, if you're now joining us, wherever you're joining us from, good night to every single one of you. I don't know what's happening. Guyana, everybody wants a seat around the table. Nobody wants to go out in the field. Nobody wants to plant. Nobody wants to do much. Everybody, right, Twinkle and others? Everybody wants to just go around the table and drink wine and dine and all manner of things. Nobody wants to go in the field. Absolutely nobody. No one wants to go in the field. No one wants to go and get a little sweat and these sort of things. They want to be in the air-conditioned office. They want to be at press conferences. And they want to be in Parliament. Everybody wants to be in Parliament. Nobody wants to be on the rice field and plant the beer and all these things. Nobody wants to go to the back dam and pick coconut, climb up the coconut trees, and dung. And those of you who know about that, I was an expert at that as a little boy. Sorry, some people feel that I'm too full of myself because all I do is say, I was an expert at that. I was an expert at that, right? But there were 32 of us in a class, and I almost, anyway, that's another story, right? So not everything that I make myself out to be a hero. And some of you are, I don't know how some of you are like that, right? You guys take things too personal. Y'all bumps race quick. There's what has happened. Y'all bumps has raced too quick. And y'all can't take a little jab, Soon as especially some of you who have lived out of Guyana for too long, if y'all live out of Guyana too long and y'all can't go around the cathedral side, then they're going to tease y'all there. Not just please, they're going to tease y'all. You go around by the clock at Stabrook Market, they're going to tease y'all. Right, Kitchen Garden? They are going to tease you guys. And those of you who have lived outside of Guyana for donkey years, y'all like tight, straight jacket. People can't bust a little joke or nothing. Y'all are too tense. Y'all got to loosen up. Gosh. Look how many things they've said about me. And you think I care? One little thing I said about a couple of you guys. Somebody said that, what's his name? That lawyer, Peters, Selwyn Peters, took in last night. They rushed him at the emergency room, all because I said something and his bumps raised. Sean Anthony Benn, same thing, took off from work. I don't know, these guys. This is a talk show. This is not where you come and, right, Ernest Elliott? You sit in a straight face. Good night and welcome to Straight Up. My name is Mark Benchap, and we are just going to be discussing some issues there in Guyana. And I don't know, whatever you want to talk about. Those are slow motion shows. Those shows were slow motion shows a long, long time ago. Get with the program these days. Just get with the programs. Bumps got to raise, right, Joylyn? Bumps got to raise. It's got to be what it's got to be. And for those of you who don't like the raising of the bumps, well, too bad for you. If you can't stand the eat, not the heat, if you can't stand the eat in the kitchen, well, it is what it is. Somebody tag Sean Anthony Benn, tell him he's wanted here on 107.1 FM. Send for him. As simple as that. Send for Sean Anthony Benn. Good night again, all of you, wherever you're from. By the way, Sean is a good body work. Not when I say not mechanic, a car body work, a vehicle. He will bring your vehicle back. He will bring your vehicle back for you. So if you have any sort of damage to your vehicle in Guyana, he's on South Road. Not South Road, sorry. He's in South Aubrey Barker Road. That is where Sean Anthony Benn is. Take your vehicles to the brother. He's really, really good at that. But the minute he comes here on 107.1 FM, he slip up, we get him. Good night to all of you guys. Again, welcome to Straight Up. My name is Mark Benchap. Guess who was on a plane this morning, going somewhere to do an operation to cut. Sorry. Guess who? Let me start right over again. Janet, pay attention. Tom is doing his thing. He's doing his thing. He's promoting his book every night. Tom, and Janet, pay attention. Tom is over on his side doing his thing, promoting his book. But every night, Tom is with us still. Tom is not going anywhere. Tom has been with us for over 12 years, or even more than that. How long, Tom and I, since in 2008, 2009. Cut it out, guys. Let Tom do his thing. We have our thing to do right here. And when we're ready, and when Tom is ready, Tom will be right back here. You see Tom busy? What we do here, we create talk shows. We create talk show hosts, and Tom is spreading out his wings. And we have to wish the brother well. Janet tell us every night, here is Tom. Go and knock at Tom's door and ask Tom. Good night to all of you guys again. Welcome to Straight Up. My name is Mark Benchap. But guess what? Somebody was going, right, Rhonda Lynn? Somebody was going to an operation somewhere to right? If you know what I mean. I almost didn't even make it here tonight, right? Kitchen Garden. Kitchen Garden, how are you guys? All the Kitchen Garden guys in, we have guys all the way in Minnesota, Minneapolis, people out in Lake Street, people in South, people in Richfield, people all over there in Minnesota watching us. In the north side, in the south side, Nicollet Avenue, and all of those people at Nicollet Health Center there, going all the way up to Nicollet. And if you're familiar with that, if you go all the way down right Kitchen Garden, that's where Kmart used to be. And then there's Lake Street. Oh my gosh, don't talk about Lake Street, right? Good night to all the folks in Minnesota, Minneapolis, north and south, all the folks in Wisconsin. How are you guys doing? The folks up in Shakopee there in Minnesota. All of you, Kitchen Garden and the lousy Domino crew. It's a pleasure seeing you guys. When was it? 2 weekends ago? Oh my gosh. Memories upon memories. Right, Loisius and others? Memories upon memories. Ernest Elliott wants me to call name. Don't set me up. I'm not going to set up. But here is what happened. Remember Critic? That's what he's called, right? He put Brian Max to snore. Poor Brian Max. But this is what I want. I want Critic. This wasn't Critic, man. It wasn't. He was like a little puppy. He was like a little hungry belly puppy. Take a listen to this guy. He was like a little hungry belly puppy. Take a listen.
Who's that one? Low lights and hungry bellies.
He couldn't say a word. He couldn't say a word. Take a listen again. He was mumbling underneath he was mumbling underneath his breath. Oh, man. And you know all the mouth that he got on his show? He's nothing. He's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Off the show, and when you run into like elderly people and think you want to beat them up. But listen to him. Listen to him as he was going to cut off. Right? Look, listen.
Who's that one? Low lights and hungry bellies.
Those are some big strapping brothers, right? I mean, the big and strapping. Well, you guys know that already. I'm not big and strapping, but none of them on that plane could beat me. Absolutely none of them. But Critic, back to Critic. Critic was like a puppy. He was like a puppy. I don't know why our operator brought Wayne Caesar. We're not ready for Wayne Caesar yet, man. We're not. Take him off the screen. We're not ready for Wayne Caesar as yet. What's going on? Lemon is fired. Fired right away on the spot. So now let's get back to some people might get thin skin and say, Mark, why is Mark behaving like that? They don't know a little sense of humor. This is a talk show. This is what we do here, right? We're not a straight jacket show. You know what I mean? But Wayne, I want you to take a listen to this. This is Critic. Could you guys believe he's like a little puppy, a little hungry belly puppy? He had nothing to say. This is a guy who go on like some big bully. Some big bully. But when he ran into those big strapping guys, brothers, he couldn't do anything. He was trembling. He was nervous. And somebody said that they started to smell something on that plane and they know what happened. He had to go straight into the toilet. And the flight attendants came and they spray up the place and all sort of things and apologize to people. Poor Critic. Look at him trembling here. He couldn't even say a word because you see those guys' size? You see their size? Take a look again, guys.
Who's that one? Low lights and hungry bellies.
You know, he couldn't say a word. And now look, this reminds me, and you guys forgive me. Let me apologize. I get some little nasty words, as we would say, right? Nasty words, foul mouth. Take a listen. Critic reminds me of this guy.
Run me. No, say come break my fucking jaw. Swing first. So I can knock you the fuck out. Swing, swing, swing. Just fucking go, swing, swing, swing. I say run me. Wait, I'll knock you so. Run me if I don't. When you wake up, run me. You and your nuts. Really fucking. Yeah. Fuck me. I'm like, fuck me and see what time it is.
I mean, why is it so much? The
Fuck
lady.
see what time it is. Come this way. Swing. Come this way. Swing, boy. Hold on, man. Swing, boy. I say fucking swing then. Swing.
He said it's $10.
You say run me. You say I know taxi.
I can afford $10.
One lady's in the
Swing
taxi,
like
right?
to break your fucking neck. Swing.
One right there.
You'll find where he fucking is. Swing. Swing, Mike. Swing, Mike. That's why swing. I know him. You'll see what the fuck is, Mike. Yeah.
You know, like that.
So fucking hard. But you ain't fucking late.
Do it.
I say swing. Do it. I want you swing twice.
Twice.
Swing, Mike. Swing. No more swing.
Twice.
Just swing. Swing. Yeah, big pussy where you going, but you know fucking that's the way.
Not a big pussy.
I want you swing. I say swing.
Big pussy boy.
Swing. Watch it. Watch it. I say swing. Swing.
No, please don't start.
Keep barking. Swing. I want.
No, stop, y'all. No way. No way. Oh no. Not this. No way. No.
That's critic. Swing, swing, boy, swing, 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 boy. And usually when those are the loud mouths, they get some of them on TV, on Facebook too, the loud mouths. Swing, boy, swing. Nobody can beat them. Nobody can this. And look what happened. Boom. Swing, boy, swing. And look who ended up snoring on the ground. Swing, boy, swing. Anyways, let me swing back to Guyana and deal with the politics there. Wayne, there is... we have two seats right here. In your studio and in my studio, there's a seat. Nobody's fighting for seats. Nobody's fighting. But we have never seen it before that people are fighting for seats. People bumps raised because they can't swing themselves in Parliament. Go blind. I don't know what's happening. And then when they can't get a seat in Parliament, they go on social media, they start to run to Chronicle, they swing here, they swing there, they swing all over. Swing, boy, swing, right? And so now one political party got together with some others, and they got one seat, one go-blind seat, and they're fighting for that one seat. 4 or 5 of them fighting for one seat, one go-blind seat. Wayne, what's happening in Guyana, man? Swing, Wayne, swing on the political side of things. Swing. And tonight we're swinging. Get some energy, Wayne. Get some energy. Swing. What's happening in Guyana, sir? Talk to us. But you can only talk to us if your microphone is on. Come on, Wayne. Swing. Swing, boy. Swing. Your microphone, Wayne. You can't talk if your microphone ain't on. Now your microphone on. Swing, boy, swing. Wayne, your microphone, we can't hear you. Look, Mo, I ain't got time with Wayne. Wayne, you can't swing properly. Buy a new microphone. Let's try back Wayne again. Wayne, what's happening, my friend?
Yes, good evening, Mark.
There
Good
you
evening
go.
to all the listeners and viewers. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Swing, boy, swing. What's happening?
You know, it's sad and it's disappointing because with all these, fighting within parties, we're failing to address the issues that the Guyanese people are facing. We're failing to hold government accountable because we're busy, fighting amongst each other. And look, this is a new cycle, right? And we've got to pivot away from that. Now, what's going on there with those parties that would have, joined together? I believe that, when you do these type of things, you must have a plan in place. You must have a strategic plan in place. It appears to be very, very poor planning. And then, some people who are at the top of the particular heads, because I believe it's 3 heads, the People's Movement, Forward Guyana, and VPAC, that would have formed, come together and form a coalition, a small coalition party called the Forward Guyana Movement. Okay? And look, it just shows a level of, what would I say, lack of professionalism, and that leads also to where you have these leaders. Everybody wants power. Everybody wants power. It's just one seat, I don't see the apostle fighting anybody down, right? I don't see that. But the other two members are going head on, right? And that shouldn't be. It's embarrassing. And what these leaders got to understand is that people have put their votes behind them, and to see this kind of behavior, it's quite shameful. Who is not calling who a bully and all these type of things? Very unprofessional. Doesn't look good. Okay, doesn't look good. The optics doesn't look good, period. All right, so we have to just watch and see, how this works out, because remember, you're not allowed to split a seat anymore, where someone gets to sit for 2.5 years and then another one would come in and sit for another 2.5 years. That's not allowed anymore because of the Asha Kissoon issue, Mr. Benchop. So it's going to be interesting to see where this go. But we know that there's one seat there. Who sits in that seat? Only God knows. I mean, they'll have to get back to the table, I believe, and negotiate as to who's going to sit in that seat.
Well, the people have far better things to deal with than who to fight for seats and who fighting for going parliament, who's swinging here, swinging there. I bet that this sitting of parliament this time around, they have to have like about 2, 3, or 4 ambulances parked outside, because there are going to be people in parliament pashwing. Parliament is not going to be this in the history. We have never seen parliament like this. They're going to fight. They may have gunplay. Mark my word. I'm talking because I want to talk, but I am predicting on this day, the 25th of September, not September, that there will be big fighting, cutlass fighting, all sorts of things, gunplay in parliament. This go wrong, as we say. And I'm not saying that they should. I'm not wishing for that. But how I see things going, trust me, that's the direction that they're heading, because for the most part, parliament is exactly what we see here. Garbage in parliament. Goats going in parliament. Big pashway going to happen in parliament this time around. All sorts of people going in parliament this time around. Look, let's get to Linden Wayne. As we prepare to go to Linden, I want to talk about something quickly. So, condolences to the relatives, the family members of this young man. He was shot and injured, shot in his head, and he died yesterday. Condolences to the family of this guy, his friends at school and in his neighborhood. This is a Guyanese. His parents are Guyanese. A Guyanese kid out in Queens, shot and killed. I think I may have run into this young man or his grandparents maybe a couple months ago in Queens there. Condolences to his family, man. This is sad. And so NYPD released images of suspect in the shooting that killed this 13-year-old. And now this is, Mr. Caesar, this is the suspect. This is said to be the suspect, mind you. Said to be the suspect, according to New York Police Department. This individual is said to be the suspect who shot and killed, allegedly. He's said to be the suspect, mind you. That is according to NYPD. As you can see here, he has a gun in his hands. And he doesn't look as though he's more than 14 or 15 years old. And look at him with that gun in his hand. Looks like a 9mm. And so these young people who not carrying guns, they're carrying cutlass and all manner of things. And so we hope that they catch the suspect. Whoever the individual is, we hope that they catch on to that person. Wayne, what is happening in Linden apart from people fighting for seats and all these sort of things, we may see that till the end of whether this government lasts until 5 years or they are going to be pulled down by 3 years. Their own self-inflicted wounds, mind you. Londoners, the workers at Bosai, dung tools, they want more. They're not getting good money. They're not being paid sufficiently. And I think Mr. Hollingsworth, Clinton Hollingsworth, said earlier this morning on the Highlighter show that, and that is true, these Bosai workers or even Omai, when Omai left Guyana and went to Suriname, the pay that they were giving, the salary that they were giving Guyanese workers were chicken feed compared to what the ordinary workers, the same Omai that they were getting in Suriname. And so Guyanese workers, Guyanese used to leave Guyana, go to Suriname, make a heck of a lot of money. But yet when they were in Guyana, all they made were crumbs. It's about time that Guyanese stand up and demand a fair share. You cannot expect the government, this corrupt PPP regime, to give them anything fair at all. Wade, what is your take as you look into the situation with the Bosai workers there in Linden, sir?
Well, Mark, I think you started to hit on it. My claim is that this links directly to government. I mean, if government have these investors coming into the country and you are a people-centric government, you would want to make sure that the workers that are coming from your nation is being paid correctly. It shows that the government, is not focused. And I was listening to the workers talking, and they said that the government don't have no time with them. They said the only person that they've ever seen that would have came to defend them is the Honorable Miss Simona Brooms. And when I heard that, I was shocked, because this Bosai company is a pretty large company and it has a lot of workers. Because one guy said, oh, it's about 600 of you guys. And one of the workers said, no, it's way more than 600 of us. So this is a big company and a lot of people are employed. And based on what I've heard the workers said, man, they are way underpaid, grossly underpaid. And the Guyana government is in on this. You can put it however you want to put it and say, oh, it's not a political issue. Oh, yes, it is political. Okay? Both sides should not be allowed to operate in Guyana if workers have to deal with that type of condition. All right? And then they're using hints that they're not profitable. Oh, come on. Absolute nonsense. You're more than profitable. If this company was not profitable, Mark, they would have been out of Guyana a long time ago. They are very profitable. They are ripping Guyana of its resources. They are not paying the laborers properly. Okay?
And they're not paying their fair share of taxes.
Absolutely.
Duty-free concessions upon duty-free concessions, tax write-offs, all these sort of things that they're getting to just keep on. Bosai has been there for quite some time. But if they're not making a profit, then I'm surprised that the Chinese investors who claim that they're not making a profit, they're still there for over 10, 15 years. If the Chinese are not making a profit, then my question is, why are they still there? Now, let me look at this thing is not just about the Chinese, it's about the Russian as well. The Russians are there through Rusal. That's another bauxite, and so they all have a share. And the Guyanese workers, I want you guys to hear me out on this. I've gone into that area. I know what it's like. I spoke to workers there many years ago. And you know what they showed me? They showed areas where they, as Guyanese, cannot go. They cannot get past a certain area out there. And so what happens is that it's semi-slavery that's going on there. You cannot go over to Massa if you're Guyanese. And more so, if you're African Guyanese, you cannot go over to certain areas, whether it's the Chinese at Bosai or whether it's the Russian at Rusal. You cannot go in. The only time you can go over there, and I repeat, the only time you can go over there is when you are dressed up and you have on lipstick and all these sort of things. That is what they do. They basically have their quarters. They go to whether it's Linden, Ituni, Georgetown, whatever, and they claim to fall in love with these Guyanese women, and they take them over there. But the hard-working Guyanese men who are like slaves on the plantation there for Rusal and Bosai, and they cannot go past, they can't even go in certain houses that belongs, those houses that belong to Massa. And it's time that investigators, they should be investigators, go into that plantation to see how Guyanese are being treated. Now, the union leaders who are responsible for that, can they just, including this corrupt government that is protecting Rusal and Bosai, because the Russians have a free pass under Jack Dale and the PPP, and Irfan and the PPP, and Donald Ramatara and the PPP. There is a house on, I believe, 4 Shaw Street there in Queenstown. It was the house where former First Lady Viola Burnham lived before she was kicked out and sent to the backland opposite the Chinese embassy. Now, when Mrs. Viola Burnham was kicked out, Jack Dale took that house. Jack Dale lived there when he was president. After he got out and went into State House, he owned that property. He took away that property and he sold it or is renting it to the Russians. These are things that the opposition need to investigate. Something is not right. Guyana is like a semi-slave plantation, and these modern-day scums are the massa. Talk to us, Wayne. Go ahead, sir.
Well, Mark, you talk of the opposition addressing these issues. In order for the opposition to address these issues, the internal fighting in the opposition parties has got to stop. You can't address the issues of the people if you're busy fighting each other. But I totally agree with you that the issues do need to be addressed. When you look at it, you can see that these large economies, right? You have one of them that have the oil industry under control. Well, a few of them are in the oil, and then you have 2 of them that's in the bauxite industry. So it just goes to show you that these deals come from government, and it's going to be hard, very, very difficult to remove the PPP as a government, because they're a deal-making government. They're not a people-centric government. They're a deal-making government, and until the people start understanding that and start voting overwhelmingly for the opposition parties, then everything is going to just remain the same, Mark. The people know what the PPP does. They know what the PPP gives, but they still, and even if it wasn't the people, Mark, that would have won the PPP this last election, it's the list, I believe, that would have won the PPP the last election, and they will continue to win if this list continue to exist. And it appears as if nobody's not really belling the cat the way they should be belling the cat. So these parties can rebuild and do whatever they want to do. They're not winning an election in Guyana until that list is changed and biometrics is in place. That's a fact. They're not going to win an election in Guyana. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Well, the election's always rigged under the PPP regime. They're rigging the elections. And while the opposition, the sensible opposition folks, the 12, while they are talking about, and the PNC, they're talking about local government elections, let us not forget that GCOM is being ignored. Ignored in every sense. You cannot prepare for local government elections with a list that is not valid, a list that is so corrupt, a list that is padded. And the corruption in a GCOM is so rampant. But guess what they did, Mr. Caesar? They plucked out a little youth man who they claim stole $5 million. $5 million, which is crumbs compared to the millions upon millions the senior ones are stealing. Every day they're stealing it. And a poor little chap, they just pluck him out, $5 million, and they sent him off to jail. Sent him off to jail for $5 million they claim that he stole. But Claudette Singh is not talking about the hundreds of millions of dollars that's missing there at GCOM. They're not talking about that. But something has to happen. And look, the slave plant, Guyana is a slave plantation right now.
Thank you.
And the people are slaves to some of those vicious foreign investors. We see what's happening with Russell. We see what's happening with Bosai or whatever. We see what is happening. We hear folks go on the oil ships and these sort of things. There's no proper representation. There's no unions or union representing those workers who are working with Exxon and so forth. And so there's no protection for the Guyanese people. Absolutely none. But they prefer to come on Facebook and mouth off and cuss up, because some of them feel cussing up make them look like bad boys. And so you cuss up, F Ben Sharp, F this and F that and F that. And it's all a show. It's a show. On the ground, it's a different situation. And so when we look around and we see that in some other countries, people take to the streets in hundreds of thousands, then you're going to see some of them on Facebook saying, look what's happening in Nepal. Oh, yeah, Guyana. Oh, yeah. It's just all talk. Because if you call a protest tomorrow in front of GCOM to address the bloated list, guess who's going to turn up? Rhonda Lane and 4 other persons, 2 from Uncle Eddie's home, one from the Palms, and 1 from Congress Place. That's all. Nobody else is going to go out there. But every day on Facebook is bare Motargan. That's what's happening. I don't know. But listen to this. Since the people out in Linden, the workers at both sides, have done tools, you have not seen this new Minister of Labor. He has not gone to Linden to address the issues there, to address the workers. Oftentimes, these guys side with both sides. They side with Rousseau. That is what they do. They side with the big companies. Remember the court ruled against, there was a case, and the court ruled against Exxon in Guyana. And Jagdea bombs raised. She got vexed. She lifted up her skirt and went all over the country cussing the judge who ruled in favor of Guyanese. And so these big companies have a friend. These big companies have a friend. I noticed Mr. Wack say only Win could call. Well, Win can't call. Win is Win. It's nothing. Stop coming here and about win what? This thing is about sensible opposition, sensible politics. It is not about hypocrisy. You can't be part of a corrupt process, rip the nation, run away with hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars in pay your taxes, corrupt the system, corrupt the police force and all sort of things, and then come now and say, but you're fighting corruption. Look, Mr. Wack, Mr. Wack, don't be that wack tonight, right? Don't be that wack. Corrupt people cannot fight corruption. They will only breed more corruption. And the reason why they are vexed, like Mohammed, they vex, the bombs raised, is because they're not part of the corruption. Anytime they were part of the corruption, continue to be part of the corruption, they would not have been talking what they're talking now. They're only talking because they're not getting to put their hands in the cookie jar. They're not getting $1 billion contract to build a fire headquarters when it's a mess inside. Talk about those things. Don't come here, but Mohammed and Win and them stupidness stuff. It's stupidness, it's fairy tale. Win, over to you again, sir.
But Mark, the thing about it, and you talk about people not getting their hands upon certain assets and monies and stuff, and they're talking. But Mark, even with that talk, Mark, that is public talk. When people get behind closed doors, man, the talk is completely different. And that is the thing that I want the Guyanese people to understand. That's why I always say to them, you need to vet your leaders, man. Because people say one thing in public, man, and when they get behind those closed doors, man, that's when all the deals are done. That's when all the undermining occurs. But Mark, you touched on something with regards to the Bosai and the Rusal workers and stuff. You talk of union, Mark. You talk of union. Mark, the unions are so deeply corrupted. Yes, the unions are full of corruption. All right. Look what happened at the GTU. That's corruption right there with what Mark Light did. That's corruption right there. All right. So I look, you can't even trust the unions. And where was that representation? Look, these workers down tools. You would expect to see the union there, representative of the union within 24 hours, Mr. Benchop. Nobody was there. Nobody don't care. You see, and that it's gonna get worse. It's not going to get better. You don't hear Barry Jagdeo talk about those Rusal workers who would have done tools, and a high percentage of them are Afro-Guyanese. You're not gonna hear him talk about that because nobody cares about them. Okay, they don't really exist. Their purpose is to be in the trenches while others reap the benefits and get rich and take it off of the shores of Guyana. Okay, Guyana is going to end up being with nothing eventually. You see what's going on, Mr. Benchop, for example, with rice? Rice is losing the market now. There's not a market for rice. So there's a chance that rice end up in the same situation with sugar. You heard Mr. Jordan talk about that, right? There's no market. You can't just push the rice out there. If you push the rice out there, then the price is going to keep going low and low because it's just too much of the product out there. So we have some major problems, Mark, in Guyana from an economic perspective. And the funny thing about it, and the bad thing about it, and the sad thing about it is that we don't have the government to address these issues. The guys are just not savvy. They're just not smart enough.
No, it's not savvy or smart. They're corrupt. That's what they are. They're corrupt. They're heartless vagabonds. That's what Jagdeo, Irfan, Mark Phillips is a whack. Mark Phillips is basically a puppet. He's a shameless puppet. He is worse than Kirsinile, my friend Sam Hines. He's worse than Sam Hines. He's a puppet. He's a shame. He's a disgrace to Londoners. He's a disgrace to the country. He does no sort of representation, none whatsoever. He sits there and his tail is between his legs and he just enjoys whatever benefits of the back and the sweat of taxpayers. But hear me out on this here. African Guyanese are being treated worse than third-class citizens in Guyana. That is a fact. The evidence is there. And let's not beat around the bush. When African Guyanese put their hands up and say they need help, they need justice, they're being ignored for the most part by this corrupt, racist government. It happens. The PPP, that is what they do. They don't care. Now, hear what and hear why. You let the sugar workers go on strike tomorrow. You let them go on strike tomorrow. You let them shut down. You let them dump tools at Albion Estate on the quarantine or Blairmont Estate. You let them down tools or Rose Hallett's Estate. You let us say, I'm not cut cane now tomorrow. I be want one raise. I be this. You're going to see Jagdeo go reach up there. Pua go reach up there. Mamu go reach up there. Aja go reach up there. Aji go reach up there. Mami go reach up there. All of them gonna reach up there. David go reach up there. Sister go reach up there. Data go reach up there. From the cabinet, that is, to address the issue. But the workers at both sides, those bauxite workers, are crying out for 8%. They're crying out, which is nothing. 8% increase they're asking for, because those vagabonds, those bloodsuckers at both sides, they're doing all sorts of things with the bauxite. They're not giving the workers them proper break. Imagine the workers work hard like slaves there, and they're just given 1 hour break or 45 minutes break or half-hour break, while the Chinese workers are given 2 and 3 hours break. Could that be fair? And then you have a so-called government that doesn't give a rat's about what is happening there at both sides. All because majority of the workers are people of African descent. But you let them sugar workers. You let them strike tomorrow. You let them people of Blackbush Pole, let the rice farmers them fight. They strike. You let them. You're going to see a whole cabinet go there. You're going to see Mark Phillips. Suddenly tongue come out his mouth. because it's only daytime. He tongue not come out him out. He tongue must have come out him out nighttime alone. And that is the dirty politics these vagabonds believe in. Now, you let them guys open them out in Blackbush Polar. Take a listen.
So it's in the rice price.
The rice price, something to do, they're going to talk to me, man, somebody. They're not talking to me, they're going to tell me nothing. And they come out, people every week, okay.
That is what happens. A racist so-called government. Wayne, what's going through your mind? We're looking at the time.
Well, Mark, what's going through my mind? What's going through my mind? You know, you talk about inequalities for African Guyanese. Look, it's a fundamental problem here. All right, because when you have the Guyana police force that is predominantly African Guyanese, persecute, kick up, murder people that look like themselves. Look at Ronaldo Peters in Linden. He was executed. He was executed in bright daylight by a Guyanese police officer of African descent. Look at Orin Boston, a group of Guyanese police officers of African descent kicked down his door and executed him right next to his wife laying in his bed. Okay? And you expect the government that does the oversight of this police force to treat African Guyanese with dignity and respect? Come on. We got to look at these things holistically. We can't want to be treated better if people that look like us is not even treating us good. Now, if I would say that these guys that perform these duties where they're persecuting and beating people and doing all these things to people should not be allowed to walk in their villages and should not be allowed to go home. People should be waiting on them. You will hear that Wayne sees is a bad person. The ERC is going to say, oh, yes, he's inciting violence. But nobody's saying anything when the Guyanese people are being taken advantage of, you know,
all right,
by the police and other authorities.
Let's go, Mr. Caesar, let's go to South. And this is under a corrupt, racist PPP regime. This is compliment of Sean Anthony Benn. A good guy. Go out and support his business. But how could you go and support Sean Anthony Benn's business? Because he's a good guy, your car is broken up, whatever, it needs scratches, it needs to be repaired. Go to Sean Anthony Benn. He's in South, Aubrey Barker Road there. But this is what is happening in South. And Sean Anthony Benn, he's working now. Take a listen. Under the corrupt PPP regime, $1 billion, the fastest growing economy, Take a listen. And take a look, guys, under the corrupt PPP regime.
The alignment of the post. Look what's going on live. I recently made a comment about GPL wires close to the houses and the alignment of the post. Look what's going on live.
A billion dollar economy, billion dollar economy. Look what is happening there, guys. In South, compliments of Sean Anthony Ben, who is now with us. He is fully on board. As of tonight, Sean Anthony Ben is one of our reporters. Sean Anthony Ben is working. He's a reporter on the ground. You saw that. This is a fastest growing economy, guys. Wayne Caesar, you're not surprised at that, right? Thank you so much, Sean Ben. We appreciate it. Wayne.
No, Mark. I'm not surprised at all. The ineptitude of the Guyana Power and Light continues, and I don't see a better future. I don't see a better future. You know, there need to be drastic changes there. I've got my own take. I believe that, you know, an opposition party should be allowed to control, I don't know, 2 ministries maybe or something, you know, to put a balance to everything, because everything, the PPP has control of everything, and there's nothing that's good. Okay? GPL has been having problems now for decades. It continues. And look, and Sean did a report where they put up the concrete light poles, and they were literally leaning on people's house. You know, now you have that stuff out there looking like fireworks. What if you had children playing in the street? What if you had somebody riding by or passing by and could have lost their life that way? That's dangerous. That's dangerous. And I don't see it getting better, because, you know, the government is not putting emphasis on GPL. They're supposed to have some company, I believe, from the Dominican Republic that's supposed to be coming and doing some consulting. That's just another line of corruption right there, right? That's just another line open there for corruption again. Nothing is going to change. And that's what people are not understanding. I believe that these issues are only going to change when there's a new government in place, or when the opposition start fighting each other and start holding the government's feet to the fire. Look, I don't really want to say this, but I am forced to say this tonight. You guys saw, many of us here, you guys saw Barry Jagdio's behavior when he sat in the seat of the opposition. He was constantly on the coalition. Well, we need to see that from this opposition. And it's gonna be an uphill battle, because now you only have 12 people going to Parliament. Right?
Yeah.
It's going to be an uphill battle. Mr. Benchop, pick it up, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. Uphill battle indeed. Hey, at 13 minutes after, we really gotta go. They're gonna fight like Loretta Martin. They are going to fight. They're gonna fight for a seat. They're gonna fight for, I don't know, too much fighting. But we've got to continue doing what we're doing right here on 107.1 FM. Let them fight for seat. Let them fight for seat. Let them. We go. Hey guys, my seat is gone. My seat is gone. We are having issues too. We are fighting for seat. Wayne Caesar, we gotta go. My seat is gone. Seriously, look, I have no seat. It is gone. And that is what they're doing in Guyana. They're fighting for seats while the people are punishing in the country. They need proper representation. They don't need PR people who don't like them walking into their communities and talking crap. No. Wake up, opposition. The real opposition. Wake up. And I've got to get my seat back. Can I get my seat back, please? Because we've got to wrap up. We've got to go. Wayne, those people have to stop fighting for seats. They feel as it's all about power for some of these people. I can't take it, Wayne. But we've got to go. We've got to go. But thank you so much for your time. We'll be back tomorrow, same place, same time, right here on 107.1 FM. And Wayne is going to be back on Saturday as well on his show, where he gets to control his seat. But look at what's happening here in the studio. They're fighting for seat too. Jonathan just took my seat away from me. I don't know. Wayne, thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate it. And Sean Anthony Ben, thank you so much. And the people out in South, We are praying for you guys. The people in Linden, we are praying for you guys as well. The entire Guyana, we're praying for you guys as well. Don't be bluffed by the so-called people who are walking in your community now, who are dabbling and thieving your money under the PPP regime to tell you that they love you and they want to do something for you. Reject them. You know who they are. I'm out of here. Wayne, talk to you later. God bless.
Good night, everyone.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public face, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fair with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment. And you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows. One set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look.
Who's that one? Low lights and hungry bellies. Who's that one? Low lights and hungry bellies. Who's that one? Low lights and hungry bellies. Who's that one? Low lights and hungry bellies.
Run me. No, it's like I'm breaking my fucking jaw. Swing face. So I can knock you the fuck out. Fight, swing, swing. Just fucking go, swing, swing, swing. I say run me. Wait, I'll knock you so. Run me if I when you wake up, run me. You and your nuts. What do you fucking do? Fuck the beat. I'm like, fuck the beat, see what time it is.
I mean, why is it so much? The lady.
See what time it is. Come this way. Swing. Come this way. Swing, boy. Hold on, man. Swing, boy. I say fucking swing then. Swing.
He said it's $10.
You say run me. You say I know taxi.
I can afford $10.
One lady's in the
Swing,
taxi,
I can break your fucking neck. Swing.
one right there.
You'll find where he fucking is. Swing. Swing, Mike. Swing, Mike.
That's why
swing.
I know them.
You'll see what the fuck is, Mike.
You know, like that.
So fucking hard. But you fucking late. I say swing.
Do it.
I want you swing twice.
Twice.
Swing, Mike. Swing. No more swing.
Twice.
Just swing. Swing. Yeah, big pussy when you going, but you know fucking doctor, Mike.
Not a big pussy.
I want you swing. I say swing.
Big pussy boy.
Swing. Watch it. Watch it. I say swing. Swing.
No, please don't start.
Keep barking. Swing.
No, stop, y'all. No way. No way. Oh no. Not this. No way. No, that's not right. Sir. Can we get some ice? Some ice? No way, he's snoring. Oh my.
At Big Bird Transportation Service, we specialize in safe, fast, and dependable delivery transportation for businesses and individuals. Whether you're sending a small package across town or need scheduled deliveries for your company, we're here to make sure your items arrive on time, every time. Our team is committed to providing efficient logistics solutions with a personal touch. With a fleet of well-maintained vehicles and experienced drivers, we handle every delivery with care, from pickup to drop-off. Why choose Big Bird? On-demand and scheduled deliveries. Local and regional coverage. Secure and professional handling. Customer-first service. Call us today at 929-329-9938 and let Big Bird take your deliveries to the next level.